Hey everyone, Jad here. In the 2016 North American LCS Spring Split Finals, Counterlogic Gaming won a grueling 5-game series over TSM to take home their second NALCS title. The most exciting moment of the series was the final team fight of Game 5, where after 45 minutes, Stixxay's Tristana rocket jumped around the fight to eventually ace TSM. TSM had clawed their way back into the game with their triple marksman composition after falling behind 4-0. They had three main threats between Svenskeren Kindred, Bjergsen's Corki, and Doublelift's Caitlyn. The Caitlyn traps also provided a perfect zoning tool for TSM to safely deal damage from afar while avoiding CLG's engage. On the other side, CLG had Darshan's Echo, Xmithie's Elise, and Huhi's Lulu to deal moderate damage, but their main concern was keeping Stixxay's Rageblade Hurricane Tristana safe, allowing Stixxay to be the main damage threat and maintain reset potential at the back of fights. 45 minutes in, TSM had set up a trap line in front of Dragon and killed it. The expected play after that would have been for TSM to run up through their own jungle and reset their positioning with another trap line. Instead, TSM got aggressive and decided to abandon the safety of the trap line. Their engage starts when Hauntzer Gragas begins teleporting onto a ward with home guards activated. Let's get into it. Hauntzer Gragas body slams in and throws out an early ultimate to try and knock a CLG member into the team for an instant kill. But hold it right there. One crucial moment in this fight happened right at the start, due to Stixxay's timing on Rocket Jump. Rocket Jump has a 0.25 second cast time, and during that time, nothing can stop Tristana from jumping. Here, Groggs' ultimate hits Tristana during that 0.25 second cast time, and she's able to jump to safety. If Stixxay's Tristana had jumped earlier, then Hauntzer Gragas' ultimate could have interrupted him mid-air, but Stixxay timed it to perfection, jumping into the far back of his team where TSM couldn't safely follow. This is where TSM should have stopped their initiation attempt, as they had already used their teleport engage tool and abandoned their trap line without gaining any advantages. But instead, they continued to force the fight. Hauntzer Gragas again body slams forward, this time onto the tankiest member of CLG, Darshan's Echo. CLG follow up with so much damage onto Hauntzer that Svenskeren's Kindred pops his Lamb's Respite, preventing CLG from following with more damage, but also costing TSM one of their most important spells. Just when it looks like TSM's retreating, Bjergsen's Corki lands a huge amount of damage over the wall onto Huhi's Lulu. With just 2 auto attacks and a missile barrage, Bjergsen takes Huhi below 400 health. At this point, CLG recognize how much TSM have expended to attempt an initiation and are looking to punish them for it. As Svenskeren's Kindred moves to deal damage, Aphromu's Alistar flashes forward to headbutt and pulverize him. The rest of CLG then attempt to burst Svenskeren down before he can react. But unfortunately for CLG, Xmithie's Elise Cocoon comes slightly too late, and he flashes to the side. Meanwhile, the rest of TSM re-engage and look to focus whoever's caught. When Braum's Glacial Fissure knocks up Darshan's Echo, all focus falls onto him, proccing his Guardian Angel. In the 4 seconds it takes for Darshan to revive from his Guardian Angel, the fight turns heavily in CLG's favor. Stixxay's Tristana targets Svenskeren's Kindred with Buster Shot and manages to knock both Svenskeren and Doublelift's Caitlyn 1,000 units away from the fight. Remember, TSM have 3 main damage threats for this fight, and CLG have 1. While Stixxay can't take on all 3 at once, his Buster Shot gives him the perfect opportunity to hunt them down one at a time. Immediately after Buster Shotting Svenskeren's Kindred and Doublelift's Caitlyn away, Stixxay's Tristana turns towards Bjergsen's Corki. He hits him a few times before flashing after him for the kill, yet he doesn't quite get him. Looking at the bigger picture of this team fight, Bjergsen's Corki can't take on Stixxay's Lulu-empowered Tristana without more damage to back him up. And Doublelift's Caitlyn and Svenskeren's Kindred are stuck in the river dealing with Aphromu's Alistar and Xmithie's Guardian Angel Elise. This is why the final initiation from Hauntzer Gragas turns disastrous. Hauntzer body slam flashes onto Stixxay's Tristana, who still has QSS up to get away. From there, Stixxay receives shields from Huhi's low health Lulu and kills Hauntzer Gragas, resetting Tristana's Rocket Jump. Stixxay's Tristana then jumps towards Yellowstar's Braum, who flashes away with low health. But Yellowstar can't run fast enough to avoid Stixxay, who's being sped up by Huhi's Lulu. With Stixxay's kill onto Yellowstar, Tristana's Rocket Jump resets again, and Stixxay finishes off Bjergsen's Corki, who was attempting to hide in the brush, which had been previously warded by CLG. While this was happening, Xmithie's Elise, Aphromu's Alistar, and even Darshan's Echo were all skirmishing with Doublelift's Caitlyn and Svenskeren Kindred. And since all of TSM's frontline had committed to going for Stixxay's Tristana, they weren't able to help Doublelift and Svenskeren. Svenskeren's Kindred does enough damage to Xmithie's Elise to proc his Guardian Angel, but once Xmithie revives, he makes short work of Svenskeren with a little help from Huhi's Lulu, completing the ace. Looking back, while it was TSM's impatience that led to the initial fight, it was COG's ability to stay calm and react appropriately that clinched their championship. Stixxay reacted perfectly to Hauntzo's explosive cask and intelligently used his rocket jump to escape at the start of the fight. Also, even though TSM's team composition brought more overall damage to the table, COG pulled off the better team fight in the end. COG's ability to play around Stixxay's Tristana while also putting enough threat onto TSM's carries allowed his Tristana to deal 9,727 damage in the final team fight, which was more than Doublelift's Caitlyn and Bjergsen's Corki combined. With the teamfight win, COG picked up their second NALCS title and will go on to represent North America at the 2016 Midseason Invitational.